PFL show on Friday. It's got Usman Nurmagomedov versus Archie Kogan for the lightweight title in the PFL. It's the final fight on the contract of Usman Nurmagomedov. After that, he might go over to the UFC. Two former UFC fighters fighting for a PFL title next month, Saturday, August 22nd. Cyborg versus Ketlin Vieira. It's supposed to be the final fight of Chris Cyborg. Dana White says that Zuffa boxers can fight for the four major titles on a case-by-case basis, depending on what fighters want and what their goals are. They went from shitting on all the boxing sanctioning bodies and how they need to get rid of them for the good of boxing to now this. The truth is we need to further align promotions and sanctioning bodies to create the biggest opportunities for boxers. That should be the goal, more transparency and collaboration for more big fights. Cody Gibson lost over the weekend to Abdul Hussein, but he landed a nice calf kick to provide this moment. Ankalaev and Costa want to fight each other, but Carlos Ulberg suggests Ankalaev fight Prochazka and Costa fight Roundtree. That's number 2 versus 3 and number 4 versus 6 in the light heavyweight division. Mohamed Saidov will be ranked in the light heavyweight division when the new rankings come out after his win over Dustin Jacoby over the weekend. Knocked him out with a head kick. 5 of his 10 wins are by head kick KO, so he's a guy that the UFC may push because he has an entertaining fight style, kicking guys' heads off. That's important. He thinks Ian Gary's not going to get into a good flow in the striking against Islam Makhachev because he's too worried about the takedown. He speaks from experience. That's how he felt when he was taking on Islam Makhachev. Some fan had a Dustin Poirier cake made of his infamous airport incident. Charles Jourdain thinks the UFC should invest in kickboxing as opposed to Zuffa boxing and power slap. He feels kickboxing is the most exciting combat sport, and with the UFC's marketing machine, he feels they could push it to the masses in a good way.
Just imagine if the UFC was promoting a kickboxing federation the way they are promoting power slap, the way they are promoting Zuffa boxing. Imagine if the UFC marketing team were going, all right, we're building a kickboxing brand, let's go into it. People are like, no, Glory didn't work in the US. One championship, nobody watches in US. Kickboxing is dead in the US. It's not. I think it lacks proper promoting, and I think it's the most exciting fighting style we can get. Remember back then, there was Lion Fight, the Muay Thai promotion. But Muay Thai is a little bit different. A lot of clinching, a lot of stalling. But when it comes to pure kickboxing with kickboxing rules and UFC marketing, I think that would be, I would leave the UFC to go fight for them. Presented with proper purse, of course, because I'm a money whore.
Charles Jourdain's coming off a win over Kyler Phillips in April. Looked good in that decision victory. He's won 3 in a row now. Losing to Jean Silva ended up being a really good thing for his career because he dropped down to 135 and has now won 3 in a row. Trying to make it 4 in a row September 19th at UFC 331. Taking on Marlon Chito Vera. Chito Vera's lost 4 in a row and 5 of his last 6. So these two guys are on different trajectories in their career. Jourdain will be the favorite here. He has more activity. Marlon Chito Vera is extremely hard to stop. Never been stopped in his UFC career or MMA career as a whole. All 12 of his losses have been by decision. So the prop bet to make in this fight would be Charles Jourdain via decision. Ramazan Temirov coming off a KO victory over Steve Erceg over the weekend. He wants to take on Loney Kavanagh next. Temirov will enter the rankings. Loney Kavanagh is ranked number 6 in the division, in the flyweight division. Temirov has a 20-2 record. He has won 12 fights in a row, and 8 of those are first-round KOs. Definitely a fast finisher, entertaining fighter, but he's coming off a PED suspension, so he's never going to beat the Juicehead Turkey allegations. Saladin Parnasse, after his fight in MVP MMA, was contacted by the UFC. They offered him a lot better deal than they did 2 years back, so he took the deal because it was a really good offer, plus a chance to headline in Paris against Dan Hooker.
Like, they signed a guy his first fight and he's main eventing.
But to make your debut against a guy like Dan, who's been around and been in some big positions before, been in some big fights, like that, the company's high on him too, not just the fans. Give him a main event in his home country, you know?
Yeah, from what I remember, very good everywhere. Very good striking. I think maybe it was takedown defense was on display. He looked good. He looked really good. Sharp, powerful.
Man, I mean, but you think it's too big of a spot for him to come?
It depends. It depends what Dan shows up.
Dan Hooker's coming off 2 losses in a row, both by second-round stoppage to Benoit Saint-Denis and Arman Sarukian. Hooker, despite the losses, has improved his takedown defense. His striking is always there, so he'll be an underdog against Parnasse, but it'll still be an interesting fight. Darren Till is going to be taking on Yoel Romero at BKFC 94 in Manchester, UK at the AO Arena. That's September 26th in a light heavyweight contest. Darren Till's coming off a win in BKFC over Aaron Chalmers. Yoel Romero fought in BKFC in September and he won against Theo Dukas.
Darren Till will face Yoel Romero in a catchweight 150-pound fight. I think it's going to be an amazing fight. You've got Yoel Romero, who just doesn't know how to get old, and you've got Darren Till, who looks sensational in his first fight with us, and I'm very excited about that fight, and I think it's going to be amazing. Again, September 26th, AO Arena in Manchester. I expect to sell out that arena. On the co-main event, we have our 175-pound champion, Dave Mundell, will take on former British Commonwealth boxing champion, Jack Cullen. So just a tremendous card we have up and down that card. We also have another really exciting name that we're hoping to get that signed today, and I think that everybody's going to be excited about. Darren said sure immediately, and Yoel, it was just a wait to make sure we get the weight done. But other than that, no, not at all. And these guys have been smack talking back and forth for years.
Yes,
they're finally going to settle it on September 26th at the AO Arena. It's going to be an amazing atmosphere there. I just know it is. We're going to do the press conference on August 4th there, Tuesday, August 4th. We're going over there for the press conference. I'm expecting some fireworks there to really promote this thing. But
wow,
very excited about this. A real banger, man. I mean, two guys that can really punch and two guys that have hit the canvas before. So it's going to be great.
John Silva was in Tel Aviv in the corner of Eli Barzilai, who was taking on former UFC fighter Lucas Alexander. Eli Barzilai picks up the decision victory. Also on the card, two former UFC fighters, Lando Venata and Natan Levy, in a kickboxing battle.
USA, baby! We in this! Let's go! I'm back! I hope everybody at home love that performance. I love y'all.
I hate for coming here to Israel, so please show them